Good morning, guys. So I finally got a selfie stick and I also got a tripod. So first time on camera. Today I'm going to talk to you about my lemon and my kumquat harvest. And I'm also going to talk with you about my recent past. I retired about 2 years ago. After traveling for 20 straight years, I pretty much lived in a hotel every week. This was always my fantasy, was to have a homestead. I would literally lay in a hotel room thinking about, oh my gosh, wouldn't it be nice if I could have a great garden? And this is the first time I'm actually able to do it. So I'm so excited that I can do this now and live like this and make lemon preserves. And I love that my mom and dad live only 3 miles down the lake. So it's awesome to be able to hang with them a lot and see them. And my husband's getting into it too. Well, thanks so much for coming along on this journey. Hi guys. So right now I have got to get my kumquats picked. I'm looking at my kumquats. They're all over the ground. And it is time to get these picked because this time of year, me and my mom, we both have birthdays within the same week. And what we like to do for our birthday week is we make a lot of preserves and we basically use this as our Christmas gifts to people. And there's my mama. Hi, Mom. Hi. I mean, look at this. This is ridiculous. That tree, I just want to thank the tree because even though it still has a lot on it, I've already eaten a lot also. Now some are still green and we are going to leave the green ones alone. And I am going to be in charge of picking them up off the ground. And there's nothing wrong with the ones that are on the ground. Some of them have probably been on the ground for, I don't know, this one is soft. So this one's going to stay on the ground and it's going to feed some animal that'll be so happy to get it. This one also soft, staying on the ground. So go ahead and get these. Yeah, you can tell animals have been enjoying them. I'm cool with that. They need to eat too. We like to make kumquat marmalade. We also do whole preserved kumquats, which are absolutely delicious. The same time we pick our kumquats, we always pick our Meyer lemons, and they're organic trees, so we use the peel. We also make lemon preserves, like a lemon marmalade. Look at these. That is so pretty. These are almost like calamondins, but they're not calamondins. They're called Centennial variegated kumquats. And you can kind of see, this one's not ready. You can see how it has this green stripe and then it has almost a reddish stripe when it's ripe. But these are not ripe. Some of them, anything with green on it still is not ripe. It needs to be bright red. And they are super tart. Something like that. It's not that large. You can put that whole thing in your mouth and eat it like a kumquat, but it is tart. So this tree is only 2 years old in the ground. And it has produced so nicely for me. So as soon as I pick all of these off, my kumquats often will have flowers on them almost immediately. I love looking at this tree. And here's Shadow just having a relaxing day. This is a nicely producing tree, isn't it?
It sure is.
Oh my gosh. I think we should, yeah, those look nice and ripe. This tree is outrageous. It's so awesome. Yeah, it does like its chicken poo. Yeah, to leave the little light green ones is so nice because then we have still more we can eat and enjoy. Here comes Gray. Little Gray, what are you fussing about, Mama? You were so pretty, Mama. You were just so pretty. Look how pretty you are. Now, I don't think you'll like kumquats. I don't think you will. She's like, well, I know you could go get me a fig. So we're still leaving a lot on. I mean,
to eat later.
yes, to eat later for sure. Who was that made a little fussing sound? And here's my little mama, who's just pathetic, but she's looking better every day. Okay, I think that's about it on this. Should we go get the lemons now?
Yeah.
Okay, so here are the lemons. This is one set of Meyer lemons. And these are incredible. Look at these lemons. These are spectacular lemons. Okay, I'll get the ones down here. That one is toast. I don't know how many animals like to eat Meyer lemons.
I'm gonna leave the other two on there for later.
I'm afraid these we could probably leave, but these look so yellow and they just came right off. I mean, no effort. I'm afraid we're gonna lose these if we don't take them. I mean, look at that. So, otherwise we'll end up losing those lemons. Oh, the nice thing is we have some on this tree that we can leave. Like these little green ones. Now we'll have a couple of fresh ones we can eat later. But look at the size of this. This is just ridiculous. Isn't that amazing? Hello, lemon. Oh, they smell so divine. Oh gosh, here they come. Here comes the mamas. Up to no good. Look at those girls. So,
Those that are firm, I would just leave. But,
yeah, these little green ones will definitely leave.
but the softer ones,
Yes. Does that other one feel ready?
No.
Oh, good. And it has a little green. You can see the green is still on this. So we're going to take this large container. So pretty. It's looking beautiful. And we're going to bring that inside. Oh my gosh.
I'll help you, honey.
How many pounds do you think this thing weighs? Oh, and look at the little ladies working hard. Thank you, mamas. You are the reason that the yard is so productive. Oh, look at them. They're hanging out in the creek. Just have to show you this. My little ladies had given up on their creek because it was too scary to even go in. You guys happy with the creek now that you can see what's going on here? Oh, they're so much happier. Oh my goodness, here's some pretty mamas. Guys, is this so much better? You finding your bugs? I'm gonna go ahead and bring these into the kitchen and then we're gonna get to work. Today, my mom and I were gonna work hard showing you how to do some lemons. We're gonna mix some of them Greek style. The Greek style lemons, we take salt, we put it with the lemons, we keep it in the container. We're going to actually water bath some jellies, some lemon preserves. We're going to dry some lemons, and we're also going to make some kumquat preserves. I've also got my ball jars already boiling. These are organic lemons, so we can use the outer skin, but I do like to scrub them because, you know, my chickens are out there with them. Bugs land on them after they land on poop, the chicken poop. Anyway, needless to say, you just give it a little scrub everywhere and rinse it off, and you end up with a nice, pretty, bright yellow lemon. So another example, look at this lemon. Looks a little dirty. Just give it a scrub. And voila. Of course, I'm showing you the clean side. This is not dirt. It's just a damaged peel, and it'll be just fine. Okay, guys, one of the things my mom and I love to do when we make lemon curd. Okay, so I've got the lemon cut. I've already zested this lemon. I leave sometimes a little bit of the outside rind on it. So delicious. I've zested it. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my trusty lemon juicer or orange juicer, and I'm just gonna get the juice out of this lemon. Then I'm going to actually slice the rind. We don't throw anything away. We fry the rind in butter. It's sugar-free dark chocolate, and it is, of course, butter, and it's lemon rind. So really, what carbs are in that? Not too much. So we've washed the kumquats. Now I'll use a trusty poker. I'm not gonna buy a product just to poke holes in a kumquat. So I get my trusty cute little fork. That's a shrimp fork. I just give it some pokes. You poke holes all around it. They're nice and sharp, because in the marmalade, we're gonna do these whole. And any little spot like this that's a little dark, just so it'll be prettier, we'll just cut that off. So I've got butter going, and I just turned that down because I don't wanna burn them. I don't wanna burn the butter. Now I'm just putting these lovely pieces of rind. All this is we zested the lemon, so I've got the lovely lemon zest set aside. We've got the rind after we've taken all the juice out of this lemon with the juicer. And look at that. And let me tell you what, this is delicious. Okay, so these are ready to be turned over. And I'm just gonna take a knife, being careful not to ruin my beautiful pan. Turn it over just like this. You want it to be caramelized, but you don't want to burn your butter. I don't own the correct items to be a cooking show chef, because I'm not a cooking show chef. But I play one on TV now. Ooh. That is beautiful. Now, my mom and I have tested this recipe a lot. And we have favorites. We have favorite ways we like it. Just check to make sure these are brown. You really want to get them caramelized, but not burned. Ooh, now they're starting to look correct. The back side needs to get nice and tan too. Put a little bit of swerve, which is basically just baked brown sugar. Let that caramelize. Next, I put Lily's baking chips. And I don't put many, just a small amount, because I only have a small amount left. Thank you, Mom. That is delicious. So save your rinds. We've frozen the rinds before. You can freeze them and do this later. So delicious. So this is what you end up with. And it's not beautiful, but I'm pretty cool with that because it is fantastic to eat. You basically have lemon with a tiny bit of fake sugar, which is swerve, so no carbs there. It's just the rind, because we're going to be using the juice and the zest in another product. So here it is. So my mom's enjoying a piece.
My favorite.
It's chocolate lemon. Anytime you have leftovers of anything, try to figure out what you can do with them. It's part of permaculture to not throw things away like this. Now I could have thrown that into my compost heap, but it really kind of tastes amazing to eat chocolate with lemon rind fried in butter. It's so healthy for you too. Right, Mom?
Yes.
Chocolate. And I've heard chocolate, doesn't it create neurotransmitters? I think that's true. Next thing we're gonna do is make the salted lemon. It's just a way of preserving lemons since we have a lot of lemons. You're going to cut the lemon down the middle. You basically shove it into the container. Actually, you salt it inside first. So you give it a little crack. I'm using my pink Himalayan sea salt, but I'm sure you can use any kind of large chunk salt, and kosher salt is better, but I don't know that that matters. Next thing I'm gonna do, we just took this out. It doesn't need to be sterilized, you can just wash them, but we were already sterilizing them for some preserves. You're gonna put a little bit of salt in the bottom of the jar, and you're going to shove your lemon into the container. To me, you're just mixing a certain amount of lemon in with a certain amount of salt. And I push them into the containers. And these are these fantastic Meyer lemons, so they have a nice taste. Go ahead and put some more salt on top. Push more in. And now you're starting to get the juice to come up to the top. So I'll go ahead and take one more lemon. Put a little bit more salt. Press this down. Oh my goodness, and now it's starting to come out of the top. So that's enough right there. So here comes the lid. Thank you, Mama. Ooh, they're stuck together. Put that on top. And so, keeping in mind what I'm going to be doing is this. Every day, give it a little turn. And it will also kind of cure the lemon. So when we make our lemon piccata, we do use this. We'll take the lemons out, we'll wash them off very well to try to get most of the salt out. It definitely imparts a different flavor. Okay, so now we're cooking the kumquats. We poked holes in all of the kumquat all the way around, and then we're boiling them in water. We're going to pour off the water 3 separate times. That gets rid of the bitterness, but the whole kumquat inside is still pretty juicy. Here's one of our jars of lemon juice that we'll probably end up with about 5 or 6 of these jars, but some of it is going to go into the lemon curd. So here we've got the kumquats. These are the Centennial variegated kumquat, which are just basically cut and squished into various jars. And this is more swerve water. And this is the lemon juice that was from the lemons from yesterday, and we're just going to be pouring lemon juice in with the swerve. I mean, this is citrus, so it's very much already very acidic. So it's kind of hard to worry about, especially since we're going to pressure can these. It's not like we're using a water bath canner for these. We're going to pressure can these. So we're not worried about not reaching the correct acidity, since it's going to be pressure canned anyway. In case you guys haven't had a kumquat before, this is the inside of a kumquat. We basically just slice them. They're really juicy. This is a variegated Centennial. Super tasty kumquat. It is sweet. It has, if you look at how thin the skin is, there's really almost no pith to it, so it's not bitter at all. What you're looking at is a lemon peel that we have boiled 3 times, and the last time we put swerve on it. This has a lot of juice in it. I'm gonna let that juice dry out. So we're gonna put it in the oven on 200 until they're crispy and yummy. So this is a lot of eggs. It's 21 eggs. It's 5 cups of fresh lemon juice, and it is a lot of lemon zest. This is not a cooking show, folks, because we pretty much don't follow recipes, other than we do follow the rules to make sure things can correctly, because we really don't want to get sick. Pretty soon we're going to add butter to it, and we're going to stick it in the cans. I have to keep stirring or I will get in trouble here. Isn't that pretty? And look how orange this is, and it's because my chickens lay amazing eggs. So lemon curd, you want to get up to 170 degrees, and that's it. You don't want it to go higher than that. If you do, you're risking burning your eggs. Then you put your blocks of butter in it, which we've already got room temperature. They're really soft. And then we're just going to dump them in our jars. Look at these. Isn't that pretty? Hey, so let's get back to watching my mother stir this. Mom, do you want to show them the back of the spoon? Look at how it's starting to thicken. This got close to 180. Look at how see how it doesn't drip together? That means it's starting to thicken. And it is going to be delish. And here's my boy. Shadow, why are you being so cute? Good morning, guys. So I have to be real quiet because if my little mamas hear me, since it's just starting to get light, the little mamas will start calling for me. Well, we finished up all of our lemons. It was like a 2 or 3 day process. One of the takeaways that I learned from this is you need to zest your lemons immediately after you pick them. And you also need to make sure you zest every firm lemon. If you have some softer lemons that are left on your tree, you're gonna have to zest those sometimes with a peeler, a thin peeler, but they're not gonna zest easily because the thin skin lemon like mine, which is a Myers lemon, they do not zest easily once they're soft. So I wanted to talk to you about the various items that we made. We made 8 containers of whole kumquat preserves. My favorite way to use these, I put them, well, first of all, you can just put them out if you're having a dinner party. Put them out on a platter. People will be in heaven to eat these. Save the juice. Don't put the juice out with the preserves. If you're gonna do a pork roast, use this to caramelize and put with the pork roast for a drizzle on top. That's super tasty. This is a container of lemon juice. I actually did water bath can this just because I'm gonna put it on my shelf for a long time. I do have a mixture of jars. I don't always use ball jars. A lot of times I'll just save a jar, like in this case it was a Vlasic pickle jar. And I save these because, you know, if I'm giving these away as gifts, I don't always want to give away an antique ball jar. So sometimes I'll just, especially if I'm just giving it to siblings who will never give me back my jars. So if I'm giving this to my siblings, they're gonna get a jar much like this, which is probably pickles. But any glass jar that I buy that's about this size, I will save. You can use steel wool to strip the paper off very easily. Soak it in some warm water. So this is lemon curd. Lemon curd is egg, lemon juice, lemon rind, you put butter in at the end. That's pretty much it, and sugar. And in our case, we're gonna use swerve because half the people it seems like I socialize with are diabetic, and the other half have high blood pressure. So Mitch and I have just gotten used to it. If we're with some of his family members, if we're with some of my family members, some of them can't eat sugar, some of them can't eat salt. So we've just gotten to where we don't eat salt and we don't eat sugar. That's why the salted lemon, we just made one of those, and that's right here. This is gonna get used very sparingly on certain dishes. It's fantastic. One of the things I love to do with this type of lemon, instead of capers, a lot of times if I make a bagel with lox, I'll take my bagel, put the cream cheese, chop little tiny onions, put some tomatoes chopped thin, put the lox pieces, and then if I'm out of capers, you want that little bit of salt taste. But if I have fresh salmon, I mean, gosh, salmon goes great with lemons. So I take one of these lemons, I practically soak it in water to rinse the salt off, but it's cured. The lemon tastes different, even if you get a lot of the salt off. Chop that up really fine, spread that on top with some fresh dill from the garden, and it is amazing. So there is a good use for the lemon, the salted lemon. The other thing you can do is if you're gonna make a whole turkey, you would normally salt your turkey. And I will still salt a turkey also. But what I do is I'll put this under the skin. So I'll pull the skin back, chop this, lay it out very thin under the breast, cover it up, and this just infuses into the breast meat. So amazing. Gosh, talking about all this lemon is making my mouth water. So let me just tell you, the lemon curd, we'll make pie crusts ourselves out of walnuts, which have very low carbs. And you mix a little bit of swerve and you mix a little butter. It's very keto friendly. Press down all the way around the pan, push it up to the sides, press it down. Just dump this right on top of it. Let it smooth out. Maybe you'll use 2 for 1 pie. And then put heavy cream on top. Now you have a lovely keto dessert, and then just chill it. Once you chill this, this becomes super firm again because it's very egg-based. We just water bath can this, and that's all that's required. Now, really, a lot of these are just requiring water bath canning, and the reason is lemon is extremely acidic. You want things to be less than 4.5 in order to water bath can versus pressure can. But one of the things I do have is I have litmus paper that I keep in my house. This helps us know, do we need to can it with a pressure canner, or can we just water bath can this? What this is fresh lemonade. So in the middle of June, when it's pool party time, you really can't have lemonade unless you go and buy lemons. And I'd really rather not buy lemons since I already have a bumper crop most years. So what we do is we make lemonade. This is very concentrated. Its sugar is already added. It's got the lemon juice. It's already preserved in our water bath method. And then what I do is, if I'm having a lot of adults, I will take one of these, dump it in a huge pitcher, 1 bottle of Keto 1 vodka, and then I will pick the purple flowers off my Tulsi holy basil. So basil vodka lemonade. And then you just have a huge vat of it. And then my siblings and their families and the friends, we can all have a cocktail poolside without me having to cut lemons, squeeze them, make the mess. It's just so easy. And because there is a little bit of a caramelized taste to this, because I actually, I cooked some of it down in a pan and then mixed that in. That's almost why the color's a little bit different. And it gives it a nice flavor. Now these are my Centennial Variegated Kumquats. My Centennial Variegated Kumquats are a little bit more tart. So what I like to do with this is I have a lot of meat birds because I do raise meat birds. I have about 80 in my freezer still. What I like to do with these is they're thinly sliced. So I'll pull back the skin and I'll just place them on the breast and then cover it back up with the skin. And this is fantastic. It gives it such an amazing flavor. And you can just eat these straight. If I'm doing a big party and I'm making a big vodka lemonade, I will often take this and dump one of these in with it, just because now you've got this incredible fruit floating on top. I also have a blood orange, and I had a couple of blood oranges this year. The fluid is just sugar water, but made with swerve. That does not in any way help with the preservation of canned items. It's solely about cleanliness and acid, the acid level. So the sugar, you can use any sugar or no sugar. As long as your acid is right, you're good. Most people do can with lemon juice because it adds that extra acid that you need. So here's another item we make. This is just lemon peel. Super tasty, crunchy. What you want to do with these, when you make lemonade, not even lemonade, when you make iced tea, just stick one of these in the iced tea. This is a nice, tasty lemon. It will reconstitute itself. This is some preserved lemon, or not even preserved, but this is still soft. So I didn't fully dry these like this. This I dried thin. These I'm allowing to be soft because we're gonna be covering this in chocolate. What you do with this, you're gonna dip this in chocolate and you're just gonna have it at the next dinner party or have it with friends and family over the holidays. We boiled this. We boiled it 3 times and we dumped off the water each time. The bitterness is gone. What you're left with is a very small, soft outside. Has that super deep lemony flavor. It is what someone else might just throw in the garbage, which I think is insane when you have an organic yard and you're putting all this effort into growing something. Don't throw anything away. So this is pretty much my lemon haul. This is it. Well, it was good seeing you. Take care. Bye.